Hello and welcome. My name is Amanda and this is my channel, Her Pacific Northwest Washington Life, and today we are kicking off the week 32 reading vlog and I have a bit of an update. So it is day 3, right, of the N.E.W.T.s Magical Readathon? Is it the third? It is the third. And I have finished 2 books so far. So I finished last week volume 6 of Vampire Night, and today I finished Kitchen Confidential by Anthony Bourdain, which was my acceptable level for arithmancy, which was to read a nonfiction book. So I'm not putting it through my normal rating system, I'm just giving it a 3-star rating. This one is by Anthony Bourdain and it was also narrated by him, and I thought it was interesting. I don't have the nostalgia for like working in the kitchen or anything like that. That's not something that I ever did when I was younger. So about halfway through the story, I was ready to be done with it because I just really didn't care anymore. But it was funny to read through or to listen to, especially being narrated by Anthony Bourdain, and just hear about what his journey to becoming a chef, and when he was a chef, all the experiences and things like that that he had. He never talked about his time on, it was the Travel Channel, wasn't it, with his TV show? This was strictly about him in the kitchen and the people he worked with and things he picked up and the weird things that went on and stuff like that. So it was fun. 3-star rating, like I said. So I also started today Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. This I am buddy reading with my friend Eric over at the channel Break Even Books, and we also have another person who joined us for the buddy read. I know she's on Twitter, I think she's on YouTube, but I am not 100% sure, but her name is Miss Hashmi, and I think maybe she's in India, but I'm not 100% sure. I know wherever she is, she's pretty far ahead of me time-wise, time zone-wise. So buddy read's going well. It seems like we're all really enjoying the pacing of it. It's making the story go really quickly. I'm listening to this on audiobook, and I think the other two, I know Eric is physically reading it. I don't know if Miss is reading it physically as well, but I've got this on loan from my library, and I am already almost an hour and a half in, and it's like a 10-hour audiobook. So it's going well. I don't typically read anything from the horror, thriller, mystery genre. And this one might be hitting a little close to home for me because it is about a woman who is dealing with her, I believe she's 15, 15-year-old daughter going missing. And it's about 10 years from when her daughter disappeared, that she meets a new man at a cafe. Her marriage failed. They lasted about 3 years after their daughter disappeared, and then they divorced and stuff. So she meets a new man, and his youngest daughter looks like her daughter who went missing at that same age. So I'm wondering what's gonna go on, but I'm also a little scared. For those of you that don't know, I do have a stepson and he's 9 years old, and so I'm not super keen on the idea of reading a story about a child that goes missing. But it'll be interesting to see where this one goes and things like that. I mean, I'm sure it'll blow my mind because I don't read a whole lot of the mystery, thriller, horror genre. I've also been reading Sky in the Deep. I am almost halfway now, and I'm really enjoying this book. This takes place in, it's a fantasy setting, but it's kind of like a Viking story. So we have these 2 warring clans that every 5 years they go to battle against each other. There's the Aska and the Riki. And 5 years ago, I've been pronouncing it Elin. It's E-E-L-Y-N. Elin's brother went over a cliff and died. He was broken and bruised. He had his internal organs spilling out of a gash in his side and stuff like that. So they've been mourning his loss for the past 5 years, and now the battle rolls around again, and she sees her brother fighting on the other side with the Riki clan, and she is not sure at first if he is, like, his spirit has been sent to, like, help guide her, or if he betrayed them. So she ends up getting taken by the clan because she tries to follow her brother, and she has to trust his friend Fisk, who plays a part in her brother's name is Eerie, his story and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes. I already feel like it's going to be a hate to love romance, and I'm enjoying it. Though there's part of me that wishes, this fits, I didn't tell you what this fits for. It's the acceptable level for potions for Flying Seahorse, a book that has either the word sky in the title or a sky on the cover. I do wish I was reading this towards the winter because they're stuck in the mountains right now. Winter's rolling in, and so she can't get off the mountain to get down to the fjord where her clan lives, because obviously the snows are starting to pile up, and surviving in that is not easy. So it's not ideal to read this kind of book during the summer, but whatever, it's starting to cool down here, so it works. But I'm really enjoying this. I'm trying to finish all 17 of my N.E.W.T.s books prior to the end of the 23rd, because I'm participating in another readathon for the week of the 24th through 30th, and it's called the Roll the Dice Readathon, which is being hosted by Paige over at Creating & Co. And because, as the name implies, you roll the dice to figure out what prompt and what book you're reading, I don't want to run into having books left to finish and rolling the dice and not hitting the prompt that fits that book. So I'm trying to have these books done by the 23rd, which means I need to read between all of my physical books. I've got one Kindle book and a bunch of audiobooks and a bunch of physical books. So my physical books, I need to read 115 pages a day. And I'm already, I'm basically a day ahead right now. I was trying to do the math. I'm 112 pages ahead as of yesterday, where I should be. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how this readathon goes. I just filmed my wrap up for July, and so I am going to go edit that now and mark off things in my planner and feed Fifa Girl because she's hungry, but it's not dinner time yet. No. Do you want to say hi? You have about an hour, girlfriend. Come on. Come on. You're going to bonk yourself. There we go. Say hello. Look at that pretty face. For anyone who's concerned about her lip growth that I showed you in last week's vlog, it's, I think, getting better. The vet called Saturday to ask about it, and I let them know I thought it was getting bigger. So I think we're going to continue monitoring it for the next 2 weeks. And if it doesn't start to go down, or if it doesn't stay the size that it is, then I think we're just going to make the decision to have them cut it off. That way she doesn't have to deal with it for the next 3 months potentially. So we'll see what happens, but she's doing all right. Just wanting some food is all. Don't ya? You're a chow hound. You hear barking, huh? Alright, well, I'm gonna go edit now, so I will check in when I have an update. Hello. Reading update for you really quickly. I read Sky in the Deep last night. I have like maybe 90 pages left in it. I have the audiobook on loan from my library, and because there's definitely Scandinavian words or inspired words in here, I was struggling a little bit. And so I decided to bump the audiobook up to where I was physically reading and listened along as I was reading with my eyeballs. And I made a cheat sheet. Like, it's just chicken scratch. I'm not even sure anyone can actually read that. But of the names and the words and things I was really struggling with. So I enjoyed doing that. Half the time maybe I was right with my pronunciation, but I'm still really enjoying this story. I'm not quite ready for it to be over. I almost wish it was a series, but it kind of is, but they're companion novels within the series. So really enjoying just the plot of what's going on. The romance is starting to brew more, and I'm just rooting for them. I've also been listening to Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell, and I think I'm gonna finish this today. I don't typically listen to mystery, thriller, horrors, or listen or read. So this one I wasn't looking forward to as much, but I am glad that Eric asked me if I wanted to do this buddy read, because I might be interested in reading more in the future. But this story, I can't remember if I've explained what it is or not. We have our main character named Laurel, who's a 55-year-old woman. And 10 years ago, her 15-year-old daughter, Ellie, went missing. And recently, never mind. I won't say. There's potential closure that happened recently. And Laurel meets this man named Floyd, who she has kind of an instant connection with. And Floyd has two daughters. He's got a teenage, young 20s-year-old. I think she's college age, but I don't really know her name. But her name is Sarah Jade. And he also has a 9-year-old daughter named Poppy. And there's a very striking resemblance between Poppy and Laurel's missing daughter, Ellie. So we're finding out more. Eric was the first one to voice his prediction, and I was kind of starting to get there myself with what we think is going on. And lots more things are starting to unravel now, so it's getting interesting. I'm excited to find out what else is going to happen. I have how much time left? Don't start playing. Okay, I have 4 hours and 15 minutes left. My drive to my violin lessons is a little over a half hour, so if I'm listening at 1.5 speed, I should be able to listen to maybe like an hour, hour and a half. So if I don't finish today, I will definitely finish tomorrow, which means I will have new books to pick. I already know what I'm going to be reading. I have my reading plan all mapped out. When I finish Sky in the Deep, because I'm still trying to read 115 pages a day, I'll probably read maybe the first story in Beware the Little White Rabbit, which is an anthology that I have on my Kindle. And then my next audiobook is going to be Sarah's Key by Tatiana de Rosny, I believe is her name. So excited to have 2 of my prompts done already, and excited to have another 2 almost complete. Feels pretty good to be on the 4th day of the N.E.W.T.s with, only 15 books left, but almost only 13 books left. I got a package today from Book Depository, and I went into a minor panic because I know I had ordered a book off that was shipping from Book Depository for Eric for his birthday, and I was like, oh my gosh, did I mess up somehow in my ordering and ship his book to myself? No, I did not, because I just checked my tracking and I was sure that I had clicked like use Eric's address from his wish list, and neither of those have showed that they're delivered yet. So I haven't ordered from Book Depository. I'm assuming maybe this might be the straggler book from, or the straggler present. There might be two from Skylar's parents. But I don't know how they know about Book Depository. But we're going to open it. I'm thinking this is a birthday present. You know, Skylar wouldn't order from them. Yes, it's got my name on it. Okay, this is what I thought it was gonna be. Yeah, and there is a gift receipt. One sec. It comes with all kinds of extra tidbits and things. It is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone in the Ravenclaw edition. I had this on my wish list from Amazon and this is the one thing that I asked Skylar's parents to buy me. So I'm really excited. I want to do a reread of Harry Potter. The last time I reread it was in audiobook form, and I would really like to do a reread in the physical books, but I have always read the US editions, and I know that it's mostly just the like verbiage and stuff that's different between US and UK, but I thought it'd be really, really fun on my next reread to read the UK versions, which is the original language. So I originally wasn't gonna get these house edition books, but I didn't want just another regular set of the Harry Potter books, even though that would be a lot less expensive. So I thought it would be fun because I think these editions do have extra like information on the houses and things like that. So I thought it would be really fun to just own this collection. And they're only up to the maybe Order of the Phoenix is out. I don't remember. But I'll have to wait another 2 or 3 years for all the books to be out before I do my reread. But I'm really excited to have this. I think they're really pretty. One thing that does bother me about these editions, though, this one's just black, is that they switch colors. So the odd books will be one color, and then the even numbered books will be a different color. And I would prefer if they were just all black. But yes, this is, I'm assuming, from Skylar's parents, because they're the only ones who knew that I wanted this. But there's no gift receipt or anything. So I'll have to let Sky's mom know because she told me to let her know. So that's what I'm going to do now. If I have any more reading updates today, I will definitely let you know. I managed to finish 2 books last night. The first one being Then She Was Gone. I basically just took off in my reading of it. I had a lot of time to listen to the audiobook. I also had to drive to my violin lesson. So by the time I got back, I had an hour left, which is a little less than an hour because of the speed that I listened to the audiobook on. And I finished the book. It was predictable for sure, but it still kept you wondering how everything played out logistically. And towards the end, the perspective changes from third person to a mix of first person and third person, and the kidnapper starts to tell the story from their point of view, and it's a lot of them playing the victim and them blaming other people for why the kidnapping happened and things like that. So she was obviously not right mentally. And the things that happened were just disgusting, but not, it wasn't like graphic or anything. So if you don't have the stomach for that, you could probably read this one pretty easily. But yeah, it was a really great buddy read. I think Eric and maybe Miss started it on Sunday. I wasn't able to start until Monday, but Eric and I finished last night, and then Miss finished today. She, I do believe, is in India. Eric is on the East Coast of, he's in Canada, and I'm on the West Coast in the US. So there's 3 hours between Eric and myself. And then I don't know what the time zone difference is between Eric in India or me in India. So we were off by just a little tiny bit, but these two were fantastic to buddy read with. Like, you guys already know that I buddy read with Eric a lot. So I know what to expect from our buddy reads. Like, I know that we're going to keep up with each other. I know that we're going to have discussions throughout. And I don't ever have to worry about whether he's actually going to commit to the buddy read. And Eric and I have had a buddy read with a group before where one person dropped out the first day, and then the second person said they were still reading, and then we never heard from them again. But adding Miss into the group was just fantastic. She kept asking, like, what else, what other thoughts did you have? And I thought it was really fun. So I gave this a 4-star rating, which is very surprising to me because I was very unsure going into this about my feelings towards it, since broken record here, do not read mystery thriller horrors. This one is definitely a mystery, and I don't know. If you're used to reading them, probably take my recommendation with a grain of salt. But if you're getting into them, I would say this one is a good one to read. I also finished Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. Gave this one 4 stars as well. I loved this story so much. Like, I know it's a series, but it's a series of companion novels, and I really, really wish there was another book in this that followed the same characters, because I do feel like the ending was a little rushed. But like, it didn't feel rushed. I guess I kind of wanted more with the fighting and the battles and the after effects and all that stuff. I just wanted to be with the characters for a lot longer. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I really liked the romance, that it wasn't an instant romance. It was kind of a little bit of a slow burn. These characters really had to be okay with each other and learn to trust each other because they come from rival clans, and just learning to survive together and bring the people together for a common good and a common effort, I thought was really fun. So I am really interested in picking up The Girl the Sea Gave Back, I think is the title of her second book, just to see what it's like. So technically today's day 5 of the N.E.W.T.s, but at the end of day 4 I had finished 4 books, which is basically a book a day, even though I didn't actually finish a book every day. So just an update on my prompts. I have reached my A and E in arithmancy. I don't think I told you, but Then She Was Gone, even though I listened to it on audiobook, I looked up the page count because there was really no other place I could put it in, and I knew Eric wanted to do a buddy read with this. So the page count of, I think the hardcover ends on an uneven number. So for the prompt for arithmancy is to read a book that ends on an uneven number. So A and E for arithmancy done. I also have my A in herbology done and my A in potions done. So this morning I started listening to Sarah's Key by Tatiana de Rosnay, which I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. And this is going to be my E in herbology, which is for a book that I think will be impactful. And this takes place during World War II in Paris. I believe the family is currently except for the younger brother who was hiding in a hidden closet, is being transported to a concentration camp. And I think this definitely spans different timelines. So we follow Paris in July of 1942, where we follow Sarah, who's 10 years old. And then 60 years later, Sarah's story intertwines with that of Julia, who's an American journalist investigating the roundup. But Julia is also married to the grandson of Sarah, I think. But Sarah is the one who locks her brother in the secret compartment. And the plan was to leave the key with her dad so that he could, because their dad was in hiding. They thought that only the man of the family was going to be taken. So Sarah was planning, without the police noticing, to leave the key somewhere her dad would be able to find, but she never gets the key hidden. So she has the key with her and knows that she locked her brother in the cupboard, and she thinks, okay, well, it's only going to be a couple days because this isn't the SS that is rounding us up. It's the French police. Like, it's going to be fine. So then I think when the realization hits that they're going to be in the concentration camp for longer than expected, that really sits and resonates with her, because she then assumes that she's the one who killed her brother because he wasn't able to get out of this cupboard. So I think it'll be really interesting to see how things unfold. And obviously World War II time period is very impactful. So I do think, and especially because I have a brother, I have an older brother. He's 19 months older than me. I really appreciate a well-written sibling relationship in books, so I think that's a part of the reason too that it's going to be impactful for me, is because this deals with siblings. So we'll see how that goes. My plan for my physical read is to start Beware the Little White Rabbit on my Kindle tonight, which is my A in Transfiguration, and that is the spell is specifically for a bunny rabbit, but it's either an animal or bunny in the title or on the cover. So that one's got a little white rabbit. I mean, it says rabbit in the title, but it also has a little white rabbit on the cover as well. So that's my reading plans for right now. I need to update my reading journal with all of my bits and bobs from last night, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. I got another package from Book Depository, which I think is my last present from Skylar's parents. I'm pretty sure when I talked to his mom, she said I had 2 that hadn't showed up yet. Oh no! Oh no! We'll just rip it then. Oh my goodness. There we go. And it is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. That makes me wonder then if she intentionally bought books 1 and 3, or if there's more coming. That's interesting. I'm gonna send her a text and ask. That's pretty bizarre to send 1 and 3, but this one is similar to the first one. This has like an orangey copper foiling though, whereas this is not foiled. It's just shiny, I think. Shiny blue and shiny. I think that's supposed to be like a bronze, but it looks pretty orange. But this one's really pretty. Just like the little details when you look at it. You've got Buckbeak up here. You've got Dementors. That's Professor Trelawney down there with the more like Dementory wispy things. You've got a teacup, and then obviously you've got the Grim or Sirius. I didn't know these had so much detail. That's awesome. And then this one is plain black as well, with that is actually foiled. And then it's got the same pattern of sprayed edges as the first one does. So really cool. Yeah, I'm gonna ask her about that because it's a little odd. But I mean, I want to collect all of them, so it's not like I needed the first one to read the second one to read the third one, because I've read them all before, and I'm not planning to reread them just yet. So I'm going to text Guy's mom now and see if that's everything, or if I should maybe be expecting something else as well. Doggies were just outside playing, and they've melted a little bit. Alright, so it's been a little bit of time since my last check-in. I think the last actual talking clip was Wednesday, maybe. And some things have happened since then. I don't think anything significant happened Thursday. Last thing I caught you up on was that I was reading Beware the Little White Rabbit, which is an anthology. And I'll be honest, I'm not enjoying it. I just don't like anthologies. I don't like short stories. I like to be with characters for a long period of time. Like, I would rather a multi-book series than a standalone or short stories. So these stories are weird and interesting. It's a mix between sci-fi and fantasy. A lot of them are. Some of them take place in like space. Some of them take place in our real world and have the same kind of like down the rabbit hole twists that the original Alice in Wonderland has. But overall, I'm not caring for it too much. So I've got like 40% left in the book maybe. I'm hoping to finish it tonight. That way I can move on and stay on top of my schedule. I am currently behind on my page count per day thing because I honestly have just not been wanting to read this book. But I'm going to power through, get through it, and be done. That way I can move into my next physical read. I finished Sarah's Key. I finished that on Friday. And it wrapped up pretty well. I think it was an intriguing point of view for a World War II based story. The chapters for the first half swapped back and forth between, oh my gosh, what was her name? Between Sarah and the journalist lady, who's the mom. Her daughter's name was Zoe. I can't remember her name. But yeah, so it was okay. It was a lot about her finding out about the life of Sarah, with them getting the apartment where Sarah and her family used to live before they were rounded up by the French police. And everyone was sent off to Auschwitz and Birkenau. So it was about solving the mystery of Sarah and what happened to her, as well as like a familial book. The main character is going through some things with her marriage and family and things like that. So I thought it was really good. I think I gave it a 3-star, though. It's not the most, like, impactful World War II based story. It's not one that's necessarily going to stay with me for a long time, but I did enjoy it for what it was. So then yesterday, yeah, I started my next read for the readathon, which was Red Rising by Pierce Brown. And this is my A in, I want to say, astronomy, ancient runes. Yeah, for an author whose first or last name starts with the letter B, so last name there of that author. I think it's interesting so far. I had heard a lot about it, I think, when the series first came out on BookTube, but haven't heard a lot about it since. But it is my friend Eric's, one of his favorite books. So I've been meaning to get to it for some time now, and I finally am. So I don't have like the synopsis committed to memory. I just know at some point it sparked my interest, and I got it on Audible, and so I'm listening to it, and so I'm liking it so far. We're following 16-year-old Daryl, who lives on Mars, and he drills for helium something or other. And there's this event that happened where Daryl got in a lot of trouble, and other things are happening now. So I think there's these different colored systems. So you've got the golds, the irons, the reds. There might be more, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And Daryl is a part of the red, not faction, but system, I guess, caste system. And so it's called Red Rising. So I assume the reds are going to revolt against the golds and the other group, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So that's my reading update. So currently reading Red Rising and Beware the Little White Rabbit, hoping to have Beware the Little White Rabbit finished up today. We shall see. Other than that, life. Friday, Eric asked me about 2 hours prior to this happening if I wanted to be a part of a live show for his birthday, because his birthday was on, no, Thursday. He asked me. His birthday was on Thursday. And I said yes. So we did a live show, which is my first ever live show, with Savvy. Ooh, I will put her channel name on the screen. I know her through Instagram more than anything. She does a lot to support small businesses. She is a writer, and I think she has a charity that supports like shelter animals or something like that. I was a part of her team. She was one of the co-hosts for Eric's readathon last December, which was called the Reindeer Readathon, and she was the leader of Team Stalking, and I was actually on her team, so I know her from that. But she is the most experienced with the live stream, so she was helping Eric out a lot with that. And then the wonderful Miss that Eric and I just did our buddy read of Then She Was Gone with was also another member of the live stream. So it was a lot of fun. I think it might turn into something that we would like to look into doing more often. But play like games and stuff while we're doing a live stream. That way we've got, you know, fun things to do and talk about, and it's not boring for people who are watching. So that was a really neat experience. I'm really thankful that Eric asked me to do that, because I've never been asked to be part of a live stream before. So that was a fun little, I guess, milestone to hit. So did that, and then Friday was a pretty low-key day, and yesterday was as well, though yesterday my dad and I went to different hardware stores like Lowe's and Home Depot, and got supplies so that my dad can build a cover over our porch. our front porch that gets a lot of sunshine. We also use our front porch. It's our main door to get in and out of the house, and packages and stuff get left on our front porch. So Skylar doesn't care. I want a cover on the front porch to keep those packages safe so that when it's raining, because we live in Washington and we're getting into that 9 months out of the year time where it rains, I want to not be drenched and stuff, and to not have the weather come down right on our front porch and our door so heavy. So anyway, long story short, my dad and I started getting supplies yesterday. And Skylar put new brakes on my car. The neighbor came over and helped him with that. And then I had a bit of a headache yesterday, which doesn't happen to me very often. So I took a bit of a nap on the couch, and then we started watching X-Files, because for Father's Day, I got Skylar all 11 seasons of X-Files. And I remember my mom watching it when I was younger. Like, I remember the music. I don't remember what happened in the show at all, because I am a scaredy cat, as I've mentioned multiple times, I think, in this vlog. So I never watched it. I don't really know what it's about, but now I have a better idea. So we did that, and now yesterday we took pictures of my car, and it is listed on Craigslist. So today I vacuumed out as much of the dog hair as I could get and wiped down like the seats and the dashboard and all that stuff, just to clean it up. So I will not be driving my car until it sells, pretty much. Sky would prefer if I just drove his, so I can do that to keep the man happy and know that I'll be safe. And it looks like not this next week, but the week after, when we are both off with the kiddo, we're going to be going car shopping. So that's a fun little thing, I suppose. Today is obviously Sunday. Aside from cleaning out my car, I haven't done much. I've edited the vlog up until this clip, and I am going to, Sky just left to go spend time with one of his former coworkers who became a friend. So he's going to be away from the house for a couple hours. So I am going to take advantage of that and get a couple videos pre-filmed. That way I don't have to worry about it for not next week, but the week after, when Maddie's with us. I won't have to say, like, you guys need to go outside and do something. So that's what I'm gonna do now. So I'm gonna finish up my makeup. I've just got my eyes left to do, and I'm getting better with doing winged liner, but I'm not there yet. So I'm not gonna do that while I'm talking, because I don't want to mess up. So I'm gonna go back to listening to Red Rising and then get some clips filmed, and then I'll check in with you before I close out the vlog. Alright, I am done filming my videos, and Sky is back home. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this vlog up now so I can finish editing it and get it uploaded and scheduled. That way we can hang out and watch some more X-Files. I should have hopefully only one book carryover for next week, which should be Red Rising by Pierce Brown, because I'm determined, and I will finish Beware the Little White Rabbit tonight. And then we can pick well, not pick, because I do have everything scheduled out. But then I can show you what the next book that I'm going to pick up will be, next physical book at least. So yeah, overall I'd say this was a pretty good reading week. Got quite a few books finished, and we're kind of still on track for the goal to be done with my physical reads for the N.E.W.T.s by the 23rd. That way I have the whole last week to participate in a different readathon. But yeah, so lots of exciting things going to be happening in the next couple weeks as well. that I will, of course, take you on the journey with me with. But anyway, I hope you had a wonderful week as well, and would love to know what you picked up and read this week. So if you feel so inclined, please do let me know down in the comments below, and I will chat with you there until my next video. Bye!